What's cooking? Well, what's cooking is an 8-minute ramen. Spicy, flavorsome, rich. Why, you ask? I'm glad you did. Because at School of Design, we believe that design is not just aesthetics. It's shapes, cultures, communities, business. And today we have someone who believes in exactly that. Dr. Gjoko Muratovski. Welcome, Dr. Gjoko.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here.
It's wonderful to have you here with us today. Uh, this is your first time visiting Dehradun, I
It is
suppose?
my first time visiting Dehradun.
Yeah, so
Not the first time visiting India, though.
amazing. Great. So going forward, we have this quick, fun introductory game that we do as
Okay.
an ice-breaking session. So let's get ahead with that. So we have 3 bowls here, bowls
Okay.
because ramen. And what I'll do is shuffle these bowls and you pick one bowl. And
Okay.
we have questions underneath each bowl. So whichever one you pick, we'll get started with that.
Go for it.
So, yeah. Great. So, the yellow chart says a rich question, which is how do you define the role of design in solving some of the world's biggest challenges today?
I have to say that the role of design continues to change and evolves over time. We are a relatively young discipline compared to some other disciplines, but within the last 200 years, we have also witnessed a significant shift and significant evolution in terms of how design continues to grow, transform, and change. Now, traditional design in its usual context will still exist. We're still going to need people to make products, visuals, create services, and so on. What we will need to see next is a shift in the philosophy in which we approach design.
How does the design thinking shift when applied to global policy versus industry?
Well, this is a very interesting new development for the field because design now is finally moving away from industry and it's going to an area where designers can start helping define and design government policies. I have been working in some of those areas as well, and I think it's really exciting next new opportunity for designers to be working in that space.
Interesting. So, what is that one project or insight that truly transformed how you see the purpose of design?
For me, it's a very interesting space to work in this type of environments, let's say it, because I will say that the most important thing that I have learned in my educational career was to learn how to do research, evidence-based research. And that has been, I will say, probably one of the most pivotal things because it taught me critical thinking. It taught me how to learn. It taught me how to adapt to new contexts and new scenarios. And it gave me also the confidence to work on projects that are really not defined by any discipline in particular.
What was your learning about building ecosystems that nurture innovation?
Well, it's interesting that you pointed that out. So the Ullman School of Design is perhaps the oldest public design school in the United States. It was established in 1869, and it was established with a very specific mandate. It was established at the time of the first industrial revolution in the United States. And it had a very specific mission and purpose to fulfill in that context. I always make sure that I understand the local context, the circumstances, and I adjust to that. So what my strategy would have been for the Ullman School of Design in terms of the way that the ecosystems were built there will be very different, let's say, to a place like UPES here in Dehradun.
Right.
It will be completely different because you can't take things from one place and one context and just transfer it seamlessly into another one. That beats the purpose of the whole, design strategy.
So, how do you see the relationship between technology, human well-being, and design evolving in the next industrial revolution?
So, yes, I'm a part of what is called a Industry 5.0 community of practice, which is a group established by the European Commission, which is the executive body of the European Union. And this group works on defining what the policy for Industry 5.0 should be, which is actually, it's a very interesting thing because most of the time the governments have stayed out of that. And what we have seen over the last 200 years is where industries dominate and they drive economic progress, but also environmental degradation and social disbalance. European Union now has decided to start regulating how industry should behave, which is very interesting. So the European Commission sets forward 3 guiding principles on which Industry 5.0 should function. One is sustainability, the other one is resilience, and the third is human-centeredness. Interestingly enough, they never use the word design once in the policy.
What would be that one bold prediction you would make about the future of design education worldwide in the coming next 1 decade, I guess?
Yeah, so this is why I was thinking that I can say that I have a very good take and understanding of the changing landscape of education, design education in India. Western schools have been established for a long time, for more than a century. You know, many of them have existed, have built their curriculum for over 150, 200 years, some. It is very difficult to change that trajectory.
Interesting. How about we now keep the long answers aside and get into some fiercely rapid fire and spice up our ramen?
Let's try.
Okay. So, quick questions.
Okay.
If design disappeared tomorrow, what would humanity miss first? Innovation, beauty, or meaning?
First, beauty, probably.
One design leader, past or present, you had loved to have dinner with.
Dieter Rams.
Your proudest recognition, Red Dot, IF, or being an advisor to government.
Probably being an advisor to governments.
The most futuristic project you have been part of.
Developing concept for a business incubator on board the International Space Station.
If design strategy were a sport, which would it be?
Probably will be chess.
Your go-to ritual for sparking new ideas?
Research.
If the future of design had a soundtrack, what would it sound like?
Tough one. I need to think.
Thank you, Dr. Gjoko. It was amazing talking to you.
Thank you for having me as your guest.
Thank you.